The third study was entitled Computer Assisted Language Learning in Spanish Elementary School Foreign Language Classrooms, the role of CD-ROMs. And this was done by Ann Cummings Halas of the University of Wisconsin. And Ann set out to see all these CDs that you always see in textbooks. You know, when you open up a textbook, they're always right in the beginning. There's always some sort of CD, or there's some technology, you know, there's some sort of technology they're trying to incorporate into the textbook. Is this just some sort of ploy just to get schools to purchase more textbooks, or are teachers actually utilizing these products? So, to look at the results, I have clipped out a table from one of the articles, and in this they list on the y-axis here all these different types of technologically advanced or enhanced products that one teacher might use when working with their students. That's Internet for Research, word processing software, presentation software, CD-ROMs, digital images, digital videos, email, etc. And then over here we have no lessons, 1 to 2 lessons, 3 to 9 lessons, and 10 plus lessons. And so this is trying to survey the percentage of teachers that actually utilize or do not utilize all of these materials, these supplemental technological materials over here. So what she did is she sent out a survey, and in the survey it asked about all of these different products and asked the teachers to honestly respond by saying how often they use them. In a survey sample of 31 people, as you can see here, some of these numbers are startling. When it comes to digital video and email, 87.1% of all the teachers reported that they do not and they have not used any of these products or any of these technological products when it comes to their lessons. Come up to here, the CD-ROMs. This is the main focus of this study. 67.7% of the teachers said that they don't use that. That's 2/3 of all teachers do not use or have not used CD-ROMs that come with those textbooks in any of their lessons. And think about it, it comes in almost every single textbook now. That's startling. Come over to here, 3 to 9 lessons. That's a significant amount of usage for something, and then even up here to 10 plus lessons. That's the teacher is often using it. These numbers are all single digits or less, with the exception of word processing software, which is becoming utilized more and more as pen and paper has begun to diminish. But you look over to here, even in the 3 to 9 lessons, a lot of these numbers are still extremely low. CD-ROMs, 16.1% of teachers are using them for 3 to 9 lessons. That's very small. And then you come over to 10 plus, 3.2%. That's extremely small. So the question is, why are textbook manufacturers and educational learning companies continuing to produce such CD-ROMs when they're not even being utilized by teachers? This study found that most teachers just say that it's just not aiding them in their teaching abilities at all. And so from a textbook manufacturing standpoint, it honestly is just a waste of money unless they're trying to do it just to promote their textbook, just to show that it has this extra thing in there, but no teachers are using it right now. And so then I went on to a fourth scholarly article, but my fourth and final one. And technology obviously is the focus of this entire lesson. And so with technology, the world has been evolving like crazy. And the world is globalizing extremely fast. That means that borders between countries are breaking down. That means that communication is becoming a lot easier. All these different things are going on. You can use Skype to contact people whenever you want. You can be talking, you can talk with people anywhere you want. And companies are starting to realize that there's a huge opportunity here for business and whatnot. And so I found this article called Practical World Language by Watson Davis. And this was a study of what is called Interlingua, which is an international auxiliary language. And there are a few other international auxiliary languages, including Ido and Esperanto, which already exist. This one in particular was created by the International Auxiliary Language Association, IALA, in New York. It was developed in 1937, and it uses root words from many languages. So if you know a little bit about another language, interlingua should be easy to understand. And so the point of this language is to not set a dominant language such as English, set one language that already exists as the universal language. It sets out to actually create an entire new language based on all of the major languages that already exist and try and make one cohesive universal language. So let's take a look at some of the words. Okay, up here we have interlingua. The word for chocolate in interlingua is chocolate. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but it's spelled exactly like we do. Now, if you look here, these are all a list of all these different languages and how they say the word chocolate. As you can see, chocolata, chocolata, chocolade, there's a lot of similarities between a lot of these languages. So, as you can tell, this is through the use of cognates. This is a great way for someone, maybe they're Chinese. They can actually understand this language, and so can the person that speaks English. Over here we go to the word bank. In interlingua, the word is banca or banca. This goes hand in hand with all these other languages. French is banca, or banque, sorry, banque. In Danish and German, it's bank, and obviously in English, it's bank. And then we go up to here to captain. In interlingua, it's capitano, which in Albanian is capitani, and also we go down here, French, capitaine, of capitaine. And so, as you can tell, the introduction of a language, a universal language like this, I thought that it was extremely interesting because something like this could be extremely useful in terms of incorporating this into computer languages for different language education learning companies. They could actually take a language like this, incorporate it into an online, tech-enhanced processing system, and they could actually teach people worldwide to use a language like this, which could make things extremely cohesive, where communication would just be extremely simple, where words like this, where I wouldn't understand it if it might have been in German, but if it's in the interlingua where it's a standard word, then I think that most people would be able to learn. And the practical uses of international universal language like this are numerous, but just to name a few: trade, foreign relations between governments. Think about how many times there's been issues over mistranslations and things between foreign leaders. Technology, obviously, as we've been mentioning this whole time, and then tourism, as travel becomes so easy where you can just get on a flight and go anywhere. It really would be important to have an interlingual language that anyone could see, and that way you don't have to pay certain people to be guides in French, and then you have a guide in Spanish and whatnot. You just have interlingua. It'd be the one language, universal for all nationalities. And that's the end. Fine.